Welcome to this video, which is going to give you a virtual tour of Brightspace. First of all, if you don't know how to get into Brightspace, you need to go to the CCBC homepage. From here, go to the upper right-hand corner and click on My CCBC. Then it will ask you to sign in with a username and password. Once you've done that, you will be able to access Brightspace. So let's look at our course. When you first navigate to our course, which is Math 082, you might be in section W07 or W08. This is the page that appears. This is the course home. So the first thing I always do is I click on content. That's really where the heart and soul of our course is located. Once you click on content, notice that a menu appears on the left-hand side of the screen. Let's read through these options and see what's here. The first thing that's located here is the syllabus. If I click on that, I can open this document and read through the syllabus. There's also a calendar here, which is a document that I can download and I can even print out. There's also a link called Instructor Information. Notice this instructor information has links to Zoom and Calendly. Below that is the textbook. If you look through the textbook, you can see you can either open the full textbook or the specific chapter or even section that you want. Below textbook is Testing Center information. This has a link to the Testing Center website. Below that is how to check CCBC email. Again, if you need to know how to do that, you can click this link and watch the video. Then there's a link that says how to upload written homework. Here you have a two-part video of how to use Adobe Scan and then upload the PDF into Brightspace. There's also a practice assignment associated with this. Below that, we have a link that says free tutoring, and that gives you the schedule for both Catonsville and Essex Math Center, as well as the Student Success Center website. Below free tutoring, we have Getting Started. Now, this is really the place that, exactly like it says, we want to get started. So the first section under Get Started is the introductory assignments. Notice that we have several of them. We need to do the Introduction to My Open Math assignment. We have a practice PDF upload assignment. There's a syllabus quiz video that we're going to watch before we take the syllabus quiz. There's also a discussion that's required where you introduce yourself. So all of these are introductory assignments. Then below Getting Started, there is Chapter 1. So let's look at Chapter 1 and see what's in here. So the first thing that says in 1.1, it says Learn 1.1. So let's click on this link and see what happens. In Learn 1.1, we could read the textbook section, we could look at the PowerPoint learning guide, and we can also look at the PDF version. So that's one way to learn the content. However, the main way that I would suggest learning the content for each section is by watching these videos. It's important to note that I myself have created these videos. These are not third-party videos. Another thing I just want to mention is that some of them were created for OED1, so some of them might give you the wrong section number or might say that they were made for OED1. That's absolutely okay. The content is still identical and it is appropriate for this course. So after you potentially click on Learn 1.1 if you'd like to, if you want to look at the textbook first, and then after you watch these videos, the next thing you want to do is to take the quiz on this section. Now you have 2 attempts on this quiz. And the idea behind the quiz is that it's really assessing whether you know the main concepts that were covered in these videos. Now, I want to strongly recommend that when you watch these videos, you don't watch them like you would watch a cat video or a funny video or a video that your friend sent you. You want to pretend, you want to emulate that classroom environment as much as you can. Ideally, if you're in a classroom, you're sitting there, you're not just sitting there with your hands in your lap, you're sitting there and you're taking notes, you're copying down everything that the teacher writes on the board, all the important concepts, and you're copying step by step every example. So please, please, please don't just watch these videos, take notes. The beauty of the videos is that unlike a lecture, you can pause them. When you're on YouTube, you can change the playback speed. If it's content that you know really well, you can play it back at 2 times the speed. If it's something that's you're really struggling with, you can keep pausing it, or you can play it slower than the 1-time speed. You can play it back at half-time speed. It's totally up to you. So again, treat these videos as a lecture. The only difference is that you can't really ask questions, but that's what office hours are for, and that's what email is for. So again, after you watch the video, take this quiz. Again, you can take it up to 2 times, and that will really tell you, hey, did I really get these topics? Do I understand what I just watched? And if you do poorly on the quiz, that might mean that, hey, you know what, I didn't really take good notes when I watched the video. I might need to go back and do that. I might need to rewatch those videos. Or, I watched the videos, I took really good notes, but I have some questions. So maybe you need to use office hours, okay? So then after you've done this quiz, which again assesses the general topics, then you can do the online homework. And this is really awesome practice. You can do these problems as many times as you want to. After 2 attempts on one problem, you're going to have to click on try similar problem. But again, you can do this as many times as you want to. So the goal should really be to get 100% on all of these online homeworks. Now, after you do all of that, if you feel like, you know what, I did this, I got 100%, but gee golly, I could really use some practice. You have 2 sources of ungraded practice. The first one is just the problems at the end of the textbook, and I will show you what that looks like here. Again, it's just linking to a certain page in the textbook. And the beauty of this is that if you scroll down, look, you can check your work. So number 1, you can write this in your notebook and solve it, and you should get V equals 7. So if, let's say, I do number 1 and I don't get that answer, and maybe I'm really stuck and I don't understand, well, why didn't I get the answer that they have here? That's when you need to start going to office hours or use the Student Success Center or the Math Center. Okay, get some help if, you do this, you check your work and you see, I really don't know what's going on. Okay, and then, of course, there's even more problems that pretty much look exactly the same. If you click on extra practice, it's just more problems, okay? And once again, they have the answers here. They're just drill sheets. So you're probably going to run out of time and energy way before you run out of problems to practice with for this course. And that is the idea, okay? So again, please use all of these resources to really learn and understand the course material. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is these ribbon menu items up here. So we've already know that if we click on Course Home, it just sort of takes you to this general page with announcements. We know that content is what we need to click on in order to see the bulk of the course. What happens if I click on assignments? So it looks to me, right, just looking at it, it feels like, hey, this should be all the assignments, but it's not. Okay, this is very misleading. Because why? Well, not all the assignments are here. Some of the assignments are actually quizzes. Oh no. Okay, so don't think just by clicking on assignments you're going to see every single graded thing. Okay, the assignments are just some of the homeworks, right? The quizzes are the quizzes, and then of course the exams, may not land in either of these. Okay, so if you're wondering, well, gee golly, what do I need to do? Where should I look to find out what's coming due? Well, the way Brightspace works, I think that the best thing to do is to click on this course schedule. So again, I clicked on content and then this menu appears. So let's click on course schedule and see what appears. Now, this is a few weeks before the semester has begun, so I can't just look at the next 7 days. Normally you will be able to, and that will be helpful. So let me click on full schedule and I'll show you what happens. Okay. So notice that the first due date that's approaching is the 23rd. So that is the practice PDF upload assignment, and it's right here. There's something else that looks like it's due March 23rd, and that is the Intro to MyOpen Math assignment. Basically, can you click on it and answer a few questions? Okay, it's not math related. So again, these are just getting you comfortable with technology. They aren't really having you do any math here. Okay, then we can see that the next set of assignments is going to be due on Sunday, March 27th. So you can see that the 1.1 quiz is due, the 1.1 online homework is due, also 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. Because this is a 7-week course, we're basically going through a whole entire chapter every week. It's going to be very fast-paced. In addition to the section homeworks, we also have a chapter review online homework, and then you also have this written homework. Okay? So all of that is going to be due just in the first week of classes. So again, don't be lulled into a false sense of security by clicking on assignments or quizzes. look at the course schedule, because everything, regardless of what type of assignment it is, will be shown to you in the course schedule. So that's the best way to not miss assignments. So next to assignments is discussions. There is only one discussion in this course, and that is an assignment to just introduce yourself. Next to discussion is quizzes. And we've already seen the quizzes here. Of course, there will be more quizzes. I just haven't created them yet. I will be creating them as we go through this semester. Next to that is class progress. Of course, I'm not really a student. This is sort of just a fake shell here. So there's not any information, but of course there would be for you. Next to class progress is course tools. So you can look at those and also help. So hopefully this video has been a useful and helpful tour and introduction to Brightspace for you. As always, if you have any questions or concerns at all about how to navigate Brightspace or how to find different assignments or information, please email your instructor or use office hours. Thanks.